What's up, bro?
Kai. Nothing.
I saw like 20 minutes before the meeting time that you had started playing League of Legends. I'm like, I'm like, hmm?
Oh yeah, I finished it. I'm already out of the game.
Oh man,
Easy peasy.
that's how good you are. That's how
Dude,
good you
come
are at
on.
League.
Come on.
What format did you play? Did you play an ARAM?
Yeah, solo duo.
Nice. Izzy?
Hello, I'm not late.
Yes. I mean, no, you are not. How's the minus
Crazy.
20 weather treating you?
It's finally 20 degrees above zero. So it's actually kind of warm now. It's kind of
Hey,
nice.
kind of warm
Hell
at
yeah.
20 degrees. Um, it is also about 20 degrees around us, so hey. But
Woo!
we have lots of snow around us, and they're not doing a good job at uh, keeping the roads.
Dude,
Well,
day 1 and 2, they were on it. They were on it. But
they
they
were
they
kind of
definitely
it.
they left good enough be good enough.
It
There's
took like nearly a week for the
That's
plow to
true.
reach my neighborhood.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. Izzy, how's the Hogwarts Legacy going? You
I think
still
I'm done with it. I haven't played it since I finished like the House Cup.
Oh,
I
okay.
got to
Yeah.
level 34 and I was like, cool, I'm done.
Once it gets to like springtime, I think you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been playing a lot of Hades recently.
Oh, really?
One or
So
two.
much Hades. Not the second one, but the first one.
Hmm. I haven't played the second one yet. That's what I was wondering.
He's, he's a fan of the. Or was it you who's a fan of the first one, Nick?
I like the first one. I don't know if I ever talked about it, but I do like the first one.
I know
I don't know.
someone was talking about it.
I know Luke and Helen like it.
Oh, yeah, it might have been them. Yeah, Helen. I was talking
'Cause I
to
don't
her
know
a
if I
while
like it enough
ago.
to spontaneously bring it up. I don't
Yeah.
know if I like it that much, but yeah,
Oh,
I like it.
It's
yeah.
a
No.
bit tedious. I'm like 50 hours in, and I'm like, huh,
50
I
hours
have to,
in.
yeah. I played a lot.
Yeah, like it's nothing. Jeez. I
Well,
can't.
it's just like I kind of reached what I thought the end was, and it was not the end. And I was like, oh, I have to do this how many more times?
Oh God.
Okay.
Oh,
The
with like
thing
all
that's
the
con
conditions and whatnot, like
That's like freaking near.
oh gosh, I haven't heard of that one, but
Eh, it's a popular one. Uh, I know David has played it. Nick, have you played near?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Well, anywho, so we're
Sorry.
no, it's okay. David's going to be late, a little bit late because his dad sprung on him that he needs help with Western Union. So
Fair.
we're just gonna get started without him. For this meeting, we are talking about Tokyo Ghoul Void, the second light novel in the Tokyo Ghoul series. And Izzy, you did not read Days, but you did read this one.
yes,
Was there any confusion that you ran into?
not
Because a lot
really.
or some of the characters that show up got their introduction in Days, the first one. Chihori and Akuma specifically got their introduction in Days.
It didn't really bother me. I feel like the book was like good enough of explaining, or I just could pick up context clues of who the heck they were.
Yeah, I agree that the book does a really good job at that. So this book, it takes place sometime after the Aogiri Tree battle. So with that in mind, what kind of stories might we expect to see in this book?
But you said this happens during the Algiri tree
Or
section.
sometime a little bit after.
Mm, probably some solo Kaneki type action. Kaneki.
Some solo Kaneki stuff.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
maybe some stuff involving the immediate aftermath of the battle.
Yeah, yeah. But I feel
Uh,
like during that time we saw like a lot of changes after the time skip. So
yeah,
I'm guessing we're gonna get to see kind of what happened.
yeah. This story we actually don't get to see as much solo Kaneki as you would think. Yeah. But it does involve like the ward politics and like kind of how the CCG is dispersed around, because right after, or like at the end of the Aogiri Tree battle arc, we got the escape, or like the everyone in the big ghoul detention center in the 23rd ward got set loose. So we're kind of dealing with sort of some of the ramifications of that, and we get that primarily in chapter 1, which is called Heat Haze. So in the weeks following the battle against Aogiri Tree, many of the CCG's top officers have been sent to the 23rd Ward in light of the outbreak of the Tokyo Ghoul prison, as well as its surrounding wards. Due to the CCG's investigators being spread really thin following the fight, Investigator Amon is sent to the 8th Ward to provide reinforcement. 8th Ward is one of the wards that it's immediately like it's right next to the 23rd Ward, and they're doing this so they can try to catch other ghouls that are trying to escape the 23rd Ward. So Amon arrives in the 8th Ward and is given directions to the local CCG branch office by a young woman walking with an old woman. We don't know their names yet. Upon reaching the office, he convenes with investigator Yanagi and his partner Tojo, and they tell him the situation. It's only the three of them to protect the entire 8th Ward because Yanagi and Tojo had already proven themselves somewhat adequate when facing ghouls, and there had been no incidents involving ghouls from Cockley in the ward, so it's a relatively low priority area. The three of them head out so Amon can get a lay of the land, but they encounter a man furiously yelling at the receptionist. This man is Kyohei Morimine, a police officer in the 8th Ward. He's disgruntled because he's the head of a missing schoolgirl case that the CCG got involved with due to the appearance of a beret that had ghoul body fluid on it. Morimine is disgruntled at having to work with the CCG because they impose restrictions on him that make it more difficult for him to do his job. I'm sure we can all relate to that. He was previously told by Yanagi that once they got one more person that they could start working on the case, which is why he was so frustrated because he had been waiting for nearly 2 months now. Yanagi tries to back out of it until Amon agrees to work with Morimine on the case. So I kind of mentioned last time how a lot of writers in especially these light novels kind of don't really know how to write male friendships very well, often reducing their dialogue to something overly casual and with like a lot of mans thrown around. And it's a little bit better here, but it still kind of suffers from that. And like to the point that even Almond is doing it. Like if there's one character that I don't think should be throwing around mans like that, it's Amon.
True, yeah. The most uptight guy in the entire thing. Yeah.
Exactly. So like what's the deal with the hierarchy of law enforcement in this world? Because like you don't really think about the police department in the Tokyo Ghoul world, right?
Oh, like the civilian police force?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Like
Didn't even know they existed.
Yeah, exactly. You don't think about it because it's so much about, or we get so much in regards to the humans versus ghoul part of it. But what I gathered is that the police kind of only handle matters that relate to human on human crime, whereas the CCG deals with matters relating specifically to ghouls, which makes sense. And the struggle between humans and ghouls is usually so prevalent that we might not even tend to consider that humans would harm other humans in this world, but like it makes sense. We even get some examples of that later in this book. So Morimine personally believes that, despite the presence of ghoul body fluid on the beret, that the disappearance was the work of a human due to the fact that the beret seemed to have been intentionally left near the police station, not the CCG office, and that the investigation should be turned entirely over to the police. Alma believes that to be too simple of an explanation and doesn't see the relevance anyway, since the public seems to have a friendlier view of the police than the CCG. Morimine disagrees, and Alma also asks why Morimine became a cop, and he says that it just kind of happened, and that he also doesn't really take pride in his work. What's our initial impression of Morimine here?
Very pushy, and like later on you figure out why, but he was a little pushy, and then like I'm like, why are you even a cop? You just don't seem happy.
Exactly, and he just kind of like, instead of working together at this point, at least he's more set on just turn it over to the police, and he's trying to he's trying to make it harder for Amon to work so that he caves and does that. Unfortunately for Morimine, he doesn't know who he's dealing with. So later that evening, Amon witnesses that young woman he met that morning distressingly giving money to a man who runs off with it. Believing this to be blackmail, he tries to run after the man, but she stops him. He learns that her name is Koharu, and she falls lightheaded, so he walks her to the train station as thanks for giving him directions earlier that day. The older woman, whose name we learn is Otokaze, is there to meet her. Have either of you ever gotten blackmail before?
No.
No?
Can't say
Have
I have.
you?
No?
Yeah.
No, I haven't gotten blackmail before. Have either of you ever done blackmailing?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I
There's still a
guess like
possibility.
I guess my parents like sometimes did, but like that was just like kid stuff. Like
Yeah.
I remember one time they took my Xbox cable, like the power cable, and I crashed. It was like a generational crash out.
Generational.
I basically just held them at gunpoint and said, "Listen, I have so much time. I can just be the most petty person I possibly can."
It's like, if you don't give me the
Oh, you
Xbox.
totally ruined their week, didn't you?
Oh, for sure. And it was like the most petty things you could possibly imagine. Like I remember unplugging all the cables to a TV. This was back like when TVs had
A
tons of
million cables?
cables. Yeah, like
Yeah.
a million cables.
Like-
And I unplugged all of them just a little bit. So if you looked at it, like you wouldn't be able to like tell by
That is
looking at it.
psychotic.
That is
No, dude,
psychotic.
I just did a ton of stuff like that, like reverse batteries, but they're still in there, so you have to like check, like resetting alarms, taping the refrigerator light
Oh
shut
my
so that
God.
they thought it broke, but it didn't. It just same thing with the microwave. Like, yeah, dude. Oh my gosh, I was the worst. Yeah, that is the closest to blackmailing I think I've come.
Yeah, calm down there, Satan.
I'm sorry. Yeah, don't trust me. I know. I
That was
know.
hilarious. That's funny.
Oh, that
Terrible,
was
but funny.
terrible. I know. I regret it.
God, that's the TVs with like the red, yellow, and white
Yes.
cables
Yes.
in them too.
Yes.
This is like you have to check
Dude, it was the
every
worst.
single one
Yeah,
of them.
it was so bad.
So 1 week later, Almon is working on the investigation, and Morimine is enticing him to just hand it over to the police without actually helping. Again, Almon leaves to check out two ghouls that don't have alibis. When he sees Koharu passing by with Otokaze, Morimine asks or makes mention of a previous encounter he had with Koharu in which she seemed to be surprised when she saw his badge. He also notes that while she appears confident, there also seems to be a constant air of anxiety around her. Later that day, Amon literally runs into Koharu on his way out and causes her to drop cupcakes that she... Did she get them for him, or did she claim to make them?
I think she claimed to make them, and I've been so suspicious about this for weeks.
Oh, yeah. And, he still eats one of them, saying that they could be sweeter. I guess gravel kind of gets rid of the taste, the sweetness of a cupcake a bit. And he also encourages her to tell the police about what happened the other night. So what were in those cupcakes, Izzy?
Don't know. It's been bothering me.
Well, gravel for one.
Yeah.
Since they fell on the ground. But A plot point in one of the stories in the last light novel is that we saw Kaneki, Toka, and Hinami kind of cooking human food because Toka and her friend Yoriko were having a thing. You remember that, Nick?
They were like it was like all a misunderstanding. Like those
Yeah.
unpopular girls were like leveraging a misunderstanding to like make her spiral, basically.
Yeah, it was one of those things that
Lame.
it was one of those things that could have been resolved just by talking to one another.
Yes. Yes.
But in that we got to see Toka and Kaneki actually cook human food. So we do know that they're not above cooking and baking human food themselves if it either makes them appear more human or if they need to do it to, smooth things over with their shy best friend. Maybe this is a way to encourage Amon to keep some kind of suspicion off of her. Could there be suspicion on her at this point? Who knows? Who knows? We won't know till the end. So Amon manages to dig up the information that the schoolgirl disappearance is actually the latest in a long line of disappearances dating back 18 years ago, starting with one Haruka Seta. Confronting Morimine with this information, Morimine tells Amon that at the time that it happened, there was hardly an investigation, and the police had just suspected that she had ran away, and that the person who made the decision is now the head of the criminal division. Morimine suspects that guy is trying to prevent the investigation from being brought back up and looked into too much, hence the sudden appearance of a beret with ghoul fluid on it. It would encourage investigators to come to a simple conclusion that it was a ghoul and move on, which neither of them are falling for. Amon believes that a ghoul is involved with this case for reasons that go beyond just the beret, and the two of them decide to finally work together. So, Nick,
Yes.
what are you having being unfamiliar with the story so far? What are
hmm
your current thoughts on how this mystery is shaping up?
The only thought I was able to have in that moment was ghoul goop, and it kind of dominated all my thoughts
Ghoul
as
goop?
I was.
Oh my
Yeah.
The
god.
body
I'm
fluid?
sorry.
Yeah, I was.
I'm sorry. You said ghoul juice or something on a
Body fluid,
beret,
yeah.
body fluid, and
Yeah.
that's all I could think of, and
So,
it like
I
was
was
crowding
thinking.
my thoughts.
I was thinking about that this entire while reading this entire chapter. Like, what is ghoul body fluid? It's like that sounds disgusting.
Sounds pretty nasty. It's probably just nah. Never
Yeah.
mind.
What's up, David?
Yo, I made it back earlier than expected.
Hell yeah. We're in the middle
You're
of
quick.
we're in the middle of a mystery right now, David.
Mystery. Okay, what is it?
The
What's the mystery?
mystery.
Mystery.
There has been a murder,
Okay.
and you are the prime suspect.
What?
Yeah.
You're so fucked.
Yeah.
You're so fucked.
All right, David, pop quiz. What's your favorite middle evolution Pokemon?
Oh,
Machoke, bro. I already told you.
Oh yeah, Machoke.
Yeah,
That's
man.
right.
We talked about this, remember?
Yeah, I
Hell
remember
yeah,
that.
bro.
I
It's a
remember
big
that.
buff man.
I
Machamp has too many arms, though. You know what I mean? That's
nah,
not really my vibe.
nah. You
And
never
Machop
have
is a
two.
little skinny boy.
You can never have too many arms, David.
Yeah,
All
that's
right,
true,
let's be
actually.
real here.
Okay, actually having 4 arms would be pretty tough, though.
Yeah.
Like,
Izzy,
you'd be
what
able to do
about
so many
you?
things.
Dude, I feel like that it's like cumbersome at that point.
Kind of is.
Yeah.
Like, sleeping would be really uncomfortable, right? You
Like,
have
what
your
do you
arms will
do
fall
with
asleep.
that? That's what I'm saying.
You're just laying on your arms.
I feel like
get it.
one arm would try to do one thing, and the other ones are just in the way.
Oh god, and when
Yeah.
you wake up, they're all cramped.
Oh,
That's what I'm
dude.
saying. They all got
There's like
pins and needles.
one possible sleeping position. Not cool.
Izzy, what about you? What's your favorite middle evolution?
like I love Charizard, but the middle evolution is just he's a little wrinkly. I think it's probably Ivysaur. I just
Yes.
love how the pink bulb is just so cute.
Yes, Ivysaur. Not only is Ivysaur, in my opinion, one of the best middle evolution, it's one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. And you know what game did his did his design the best?
Hmm.
Um, Smash Bros. Brawl. Super
Ooh.
Smash Bros. Brawl.
I didn't even know he was in that.
Pokemon Trainer is in that.
Huh.
And his design in that, oh, so good. Nick, do you?
I'm looking right now. I don't know. I don't know like second generation enough.
Oh, not like
Not generation, but like middle evolutions.
yeah.
I don't know them enough. I know I have one. Let me look up what is this one called? Azurill? What is the middle one for
Oh,
this one? Does
wait.
that only
The
have
one that looks
two?
like a little fucking blue cat thingamabob.
Yeah,
Zoomerell.
yeah. Oh yeah, dude. I'll do this one. This one,
The
dude. This
water type or whatever the
yeah,
fuck.
it's called Meryl. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
this one a lot.
Okay.
I used to have a stuffed toy of this one.
Little
Oh,
chubs.
really?
Yeah. It has a special place in my heart.
Ah, that's nice.
Look at it. It's so actually cute. What? Yeah, that one, Meryl.
David, to recap a bit, just
Okay.
real quick crash course. Amon is in the 8th ward because it surrounds the 23rd ward. This takes place like a little bit after the Algiri tree battle.
Okay.
And so, all the ghouls in the Cockley Detention Center in the 23rd Ward have escaped. And so they're sending investigators around to the surrounding wards to catch any of them that might cross. And Amon gets caught up with this police officer, not CCG, but like police officer, with a case about a missing schoolgirl, and
Okay.
he's also been treated. He's also been interacting with this one girl named Koharu who fed him cupcakes that she dropped on the ground,
Bruh.
and he still ate.
Did he
Yeah,
know?
he knew. He knew.
The hell? He just wanted to be nice.
Oh, so up until just now, they were Amon and the police officer named Morimine have been at odds because Morimine thinks that he should just turn it over to the police department, but the CCG got roped in because there was a bray found in front of the police department that has ghoul body fluid on it, whatever that is.
But not
Ghoul
blood.
goop.
Yeah,
I was gonna let it go, but yeah.
like oh
What's
god,
so what's
Goop.
in ghoul goop, you think?
That's what
we were talking about
briefly
that.
Oh.
speculated, but
I
I don't know.
maybe like when the Kagune discharges from the Kakuho, maybe like when it breaks through the skin, it also
ugh.
comes with like that, or maybe Kagune is just always wet.
Wait,
Ugh.
really quick.
Yeah.
Rule 0 for sessions going forward. Let's not refer to Kaganes coming out as discharging.
It's discharged. No,
Okay,
I don't like
I,
that.
I,
That is crazy.
yeah, it's like a great
What should we say it then? What should we call it?
unleashed,
Yeah,
Not discharged.
discharging.
Well, what else is it, bro? There's literally no other way to
we
describe it.
just gave
Fluids
you one.
coming out of the body.
It's like
Oh
let's
my
see.
god,
Fluids coming out of an orifice. Can we say that?
that's just.
I don't know if that's
Or is that
better.
worse?
That's
It's definitely not better.
side, maybe. Yeah.
All right. So Amon and Morimine head to the CCG office to talk tactics. On the way over, they run into Koharu, who gives Amon more cupcakes, but gets a scolding by Amon in return for bringing up a personal matter while he was on duty. Yanagi and Tojo also appear briefly, and Tojo appears to be smitten with Koharu. After they leave, Koharu tells Amon about how her parents were killed in the middle of the night when she was young, and that her adoptive father is currently in the hospital. Later on, Morimine shows up, having done some research of his own. He got a hunch about Koharu, so looked into her adoptive father and discovered that he adopted her about 18 years ago, around the same time that Haruka Seta went missing. Morimine also explains that he looked for the police file of the case of Koharu's family being murdered, but couldn't find anything. Thinking that she was telling the truth, though, they both begin wondering if the CCG had information on it, and if that was the case, it would mean that the people who killed Koharu's parents were ghoul investigators, which would mean that she and her parents were ghouls. Amon receives word from Yanagi that Tojo exchanged numbers with Koharu, and that she invited him to dinner. Rather quickly, I might add. Believing Tojo to be in danger, Amon and Morimine rush to his location, given to them by Yanagi. Any of y'all been so desperate to be with someone that you ignore all the danger signs?
Uh, Maybe not danger, but like self not
But-
respect signs.
Okay.
I just watched like this like drama video of someone, and this was like what happened. There was about 50 red flags, one after another, and she fucking powered through them. Like it was crazy.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Izzy, do you have any stories like that?
No, I've been with the same person for almost 10 years. I'm sorry.
Yeah, since like high
Damn,
school,
cannot
right?
relate to us, bro.
Sorry.
Since like high school, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty respectable. All right, so they arrive at the location, which is a big mansion that wouldn't appear to fit aesthetically in the 8th Ward. Amon activates his Quinkate and they bust into the mansion, where they find that their prediction was correct. Koharu is in fact a ghoul, an Ukaku type, to be more specific, and has Tojo tied up, but like not in the fun way. Amon begins swinging at her, but she uses Tojo's Quinkate case as a shield, damaging it significantly. She's eventually thrown onto the chandelier, which falls after Morimine shoots at the chain holding it up, and Tojo's Quinkate malfunctions and rains down a storm of Q bullets, finishing Koharu off. In her last breaths, she points to a door that she claims all the victims and their belongings are in, apologizes to Amon, and tells him that she hopes that the future that he wants comes to pass. Amon and Morimine look into the room she was pointing to and find the remains of belongings of the schoolgirl they were looking for, as well as those for all the other victims, including Haruka Seta, which Morimine takes particular solace in. He explains that they dated when they were younger, and that her disappearance is what encouraged him to become a detective. Have we accepted Morimine as a cool guy yet?
Never had that much against him, so yeah. I'm
Yeah.
kind of I'm a slacker myself, so man,
Bro said he's a slacker.
So
I think he's a pretty cool guy too.
Yeah.
I think it's sweet to like, you're so worried about a person that you make your career out of it.
Yeah. So Amon returns to the 20th Ward with Koharu's father, whose name is Yujiro Utsumi, still in intensive care, Otokaze still missing, the man who blackmailed Koharu still missing, and Amon himself wondering why Koharu hoped he would get the future he wanted. All this makes him more determined to find the eye patch ghoul and ask him questions, hoping to finally see something that he didn't before. So this story kind of gives Amon more reason to seek out Kaneki and ask him questions. And as we know, the next time they meet is in Dr. Kano's lab. Does this kind of make Amon's disappointment in that encounter even greater? Because, as we recall, Kaneki doesn't really give satisfying answers in that encounter because he was in his half Kakuja form and wasn't thinking straight and claimed he didn't remember anything that Amon was talking about.
yeah, I guess you never really got to talk to him because he's
Yeah.
a different person.
Until
So.
until kind of sort of the very end of the series anyway. So, general thoughts on this story in particular?
I'd say definitely more serious than, the previous ones.
Yeah, so that's the thing about this entire book. I told you about this earlier, David. But
Yeah.
because of the period of time that this book takes place in, and like all the events that happened before, all of these stories are quite a bit darker than the ones in Days were. It lets the author, Shin Toada, really flex his writing muscles and like show that maybe like how good of a writer he's become since the first light novel. But I think he handles all of these stories in this book at least with a lot of grace and really feel the expert writer in him.
It was a few weeks ago when I read it, but I really
Mhm.
liked it, especially because I was kind of, it was easier for me to follow compared to reading the manga.
Oh, you think so?
Like the action sequences were easier to follow, like knowing which character was who.
Yeah,
I think it like as a media, it worked a little better for me
yeah.
than the original manga, and that might be different with the second series, but we'll see.
That is a thing that the manga sometimes it's pretty hard to follow along with the action, and we talked about that before. But yeah, having it laid out like this in like just text, it like really helps you like visualize for yourself what's happening, and that's one of the strengths of prose.
With the book, I actually am like a little bit more confident in the author because like I feel like when we first read, there's like a lot of plot holes and a lot of like stuff happening that I was like, what the heck's going on?
Hmm.
I feel like with this novel, I'm like, okay, so you can like follow through a story and kind of have little like characters here and there and have them kind of be relevant in
So
the end.
here's the thing, right? The person that wrote this book is different from from the guy who read or wrote the manga. But like he did a like sign off on all the story beats that take
Okay.
place and make sure that they like
So that could be canon.
yeah, it is someone else, but it was like it's like not a lot is allowed to really happen, but he is able to expand on a lot of things. Like, for example, like in the manga, Hinami doesn't originally go with Kaneki's group. She kind of stays with Toka for a while, but then suddenly appears in some chapter in uh with along with Kaneki and his squad. And
Hmm.
the fourth story in this book kind of expands on why and when she did that.
Yeah,
So,
that definitely helped.
yeah.
Wait,
Uh
so are you supposed to do what we did and like read pretty much all the whole manga and then read this, or you're
no.
supposed to like
No.
read
we're
it like as it goes, like after the Aokigahara arc, we read this?
Yeah, we're technically supposed to read it like sequentially because these books came out during the original Tokyo Ghoul manga run to be meant to
Okay.
be read interspersely, but we're I formatted it this way because it made the chapters a lot like the way we formatted the chapters of the manga a lot more a lot more evenly, and going to read these stories now, it also like it also puts things into perspective like when we have the ending of the story in mind.
I think this is probably better because like
Yeah.
we know what's it called, more of the characters now.
Yeah,
Of like,
exactly. Which reminds me, Nick,
Yes.
did you get around to reading the end of the first part of the manga?
I did it. I shortcutted it and I watched a video that like read to me the
Okay.
panels to the
W.
end.
I
Wait,
mean
actually, that's
that
good. Where did you find
yeah,
that?
I mean I like
I
that's
don't know.
cool.
I looked it up for the last arc.
Because there's some stuff that I probably don't know, and then
I was
I
kind
having
of
to read it slowly.
disappointed, bro. I was kind of disappointed, but
Yeah,
In
so
the
it's
ending,
yeah,
yeah,
just
bro, we
like
had the
kind
same
of what
thought, dude.
happened, kind of what happened to him in general.
So
yeah.
Like it's a
lame.
really sad fucking ending.
Yeah, so it's
He just
kind
kind of loses his mind, and then he dies of the Reaper, and it's like, man,
yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of cliffhangery because there is like an air of hope that he's going to somehow return, but it's very like a lot of loose ends that aren't like it doesn't work as a full conclusion. Like you need the full story with the sequel series included to get the full story. So, what did you think of Eto being Yoshimura's daughter and also being a one-eyed ghoul?
I'm kind of crazy, but it explains the fact there were two of them the whole time,
Yeah.
and kind of the confusion behind it. Um, I'm kind of interested in the backstory there. Like,
Oh, they like
yeah,
how Eto came about.
yeah,
They
yeah.
they go into that in the manga. Like, the answer is that Mr. Yoshimura's wife ate human flesh to feed to feed Eto. So that's the answer to that. That's how she came
Damn,
about. Yeah,
Interesting.
pretty hardcore
that's fucking
stuff.
crazy. That's
Yeah,
fucking crazy.
yeah.
I didn't even think about what would happen if a human has a ghoul baby. That's kind
Oh,
of crazy.
big time. Oh yeah, we get a
We
lot
get the
of.
Twilight story.
Is this a Twilight thing? Is there some half human vampire thing? Is that a
There is.
okay?
Oh
Is there
god.
a half human, half werewolf? What even is that?
Fire
Twilight.
baby.
Oh god.
I have to drink human blood because there's a van baby inside of me. I
Oh
don't know what to
That's
God.
do.
literally the plot.
Oh my god.
That's
What
silly.
what even is Twilight?
Bruh.
I'm pushed to my edge, to the brink.
I sparkle in the sunlight.
Oh my gosh.
Who's
But
the one
no,
that they all fawn over?
Robert
Uh,
Pattinson.
It's Twilight.
well, isn't there a ton of guys after what's
I
her
mean, I never
name?
read it, so but I know like girls are always be talking about it.
I just remember seeing trailers of it when it
Oh
was
yeah.
when it was Shark Boy versus Vampire Guy.
Whoa.
And like they would always do cuts of like them looking up, like alert because of some kind of oncoming confrontation. That's all I remember.
That's it. That's the movie.
That's
Yep.
kind
Almost
of
summed it up.
No, I asked Izzy at an earlier time if she was going to have us have Twilight as one of her picks.
That'd be
She
crazy.
said that she was not going to subject us to it.
I'm not gonna force people into it.
I'm
Honestly,
down.
maybe it's time to see
Accepting
what the
that
hype's
it's
about.
bad.
You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
that's what I'm saying.
It's like
Okay, but
Give me
like
an excuse.
part of the hype is just the
I mean,
memes and just how bad it is.
like
You
I'm
just
never gonna
accept it.
Oh,
voluntarily do it on my own. So
maybe.
maybe if you make us do it here, you know, maybe I'll finally do it.
Yeah, and if you
No.
describing it like that, it makes it sound all the more appealing for the
Yeah.
memes.
And are
No,
we
like
allowed
we
to
went to
watch
see
the
it live.
movies?
Live
I don't
like
Like
want.
Broadway play.
no, like they
Whoa.
played the movie and then they had the music live, and there's a lot of meme
Oh, I
lines and
see.
everyone's just screaming the lines.
Wow.
It was great. Best experience ever.
That's awesome. In this book in particular, in fact, in this story or this upcoming story, we get even more instances of falling in love and cannibalism and falling in love with cannibals. So Asa is a young ghoul who wishes more than anything to become Uta's mask-making apprentice. One night, she is approached by Morimine, who shows her a picture of a mask and asks if she knows who made it. She says no, but insists on taking the picture to ask others if they know of who did, without any intention of actually helping with the case. She just wanted to take Morimine's photo to stick it to the man. She's very impressed with the embroidery on the mask too. She shows Uta the picture, and he immediately knows who made the mask, an elderly human woman named Sumugi Yamagata. They go to her house, and she confirms his suspicions, though rubs Asa the wrong way due to her cranky attitude, apparent ugliness, and Asa's belief that ghouls are superior. Uta warns her that the police are looking for her, though she doesn't care and finds and Uta also asks her to teach him some embroidery that he could use for his masks, which she reluctantly agrees to. What were your initial thoughts on both Asa and Sumugi when we first met each of them?
Oh God, I do not remember. I remember three of the stories. And I forgot one of them.
That's okay. They all kind of like, since they all revolve around the same event, they kind of blend together, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Yeah. But Asa kind of comes across as very short-tempered, very demanding to be respected. She is described to have very masculine figures, or very masculine appearance too, which does come into play in the story. And Tsumugi, she initially comes across as, cranky and bad-tempered, but also like if I kind of get it because I feel like she was just responding to to the intensity of hatred that Asa brought upon her first. Okay, so Asa returns to Tsumugi's the next day because she wants to learn some embroidery too and finds Uta also there. She shows Tsumugi a mask that she made, and Tsumugi criticizes it pretty harshly. Tsumugi has Asa doing a ton of backstitching, but they all leave in the middle to hit up the market district so Tsumugi can get food. On the way, Asa and Tsumugi start to bond a little more, initially over how amazing the craftsmanship on Uta's masks are, which expands into a conversation on Tsumugi and Uta's relationship itself. Asa begins to see the beauty of some aspects of the human world, particularly the artistry in the presentation of food, even if it does smell and taste wretched to her. After Uta leaves, she and Tsumugi talk about why the police are involved, even though the mask belonged to a ghoul. Asa tells her backstory and how she's currently homeless. She also starts to see more parts of Tsumugi that she can respect, such as knowing how dangerous making masks are for ghouls. The same reason why she respects Uta so much. It's like they're both ready to die at any moment. Do we gain any new perspective on Uta as a result of this information that Asa shares?
I just think he's cool.
He is
That's all I
cool.
got.
I'm like surprised how like kind of wide his passion for like art is, I guess.
Hmm.
Like the fact that he like so readily seeks out new opportunities to learn ways to express,
Yeah, it's really
you know.
respectable. It also gives us the perspective of like how it like shows us how dangerous mask making for ghouls is, because if like human or ghoul, if you're caught, you're going to be marked as a ghoul collaborator, and the CCG is gonna have a target on you. So you have to be pretty brave to be in that kind of business. Eventually, Asa begins seeing Tsumugi daily. One day, when they're out at the market district, Tsumugi runs into an acquaintance of hers who starts being extremely catty, basically making fun of the fact that Tsumugi doesn't have a family or lover. Asa comes in for the save, though. Using her masculine features to her advantage, she pretends to be Tsumugi's boyfriend and puts the other woman in her place. On their way home, Tsumugi tells Asa about a past lover that she had and that they're still friends but don't see each other much. Later that night, Uta shows up at the house with Yomo. He informs Tsumugi that a man named Yujiro Utsumi had fallen ill and doesn't have long. If you recall, Yujiro Utsumi was the name of Koharu's father from the previous story. Tsumugi, though appearing unfazed by this news, spends the rest of the night in her room. The next day, they go visit Yujiro Utsumi in the hospital. Tsumugi explains that Yujiro was her former lover and the person who had her make the mask. It turns out that Yujiro was a cannibal and
Mm.
and raised ghouls to help gather human bodies, which she would also eat with them. For some reason, reasons that I personally can't describe, Tsumugi fell in love with how unconventional and bold it was.
Mm.
Well, Izzy, you previously asked about cannibalism in the Tokyo Ghoul world, so there you go.
Yeah, so answers my question.
It's like they work together sometimes.
God.
Oh God. Would any of you fall for a cannibal?
Do I have to know that they're a cannibal first?
Yes.
Oh my god, see, now that's
Man,
a lot harder.
they would have to be exceptional. Like
See, that's
like
what I'm saying.
like
Yeah.
If I
that's
if
a
I didn't know, probably, but like since we know,
no. You would
I don't
have to
know.
know. Like going into it's like this person's a cannibal, but
Yeah, that's gonna be a hard sell, man. That's a hard sell.
Okay,
it's a hard sell.
what if she kept
But
it from you for like let's say like 6 months. 6 months into dating,
Bruh.
you find out she's a cannibal.
how awesome
She's
is
like
she?
cooking for you.
Does
What
she do everything else right?
That like
oh
how
god.
there is a line, dude. There's a
But yeah, think
line where
about it.
it's
Like,
There
like
what if
is a
things just
lot.
turn for the worse in your
like
life, and like, you know, she's just gonna eat you?
Izzy,
Ugh.
I don't know, man. It's
say
hard.
what if she cooked for you?
Yeah,
I would be
like
I would be rethinking that.
what is it, like The
Cooking
Last
you
of Us
cannibal meat.
at camp where they're like a cult, but they also when they run out of food they eat the people.
Oh god. Like the Donner Party up in here.
Ugh.
Uh-huh. As they headed back later that night, Asa and Tsumugi get attacked by a ghoul from above. Though Asa's injuries are minor, Tsumugi gets injured really bad. The ghoul appears to be wearing the very mask that Tsumugi had made. Though Asa was prepared to fight the ghoul, he flees at the sight of Uta. In her last breaths, Tsumugi explains that Yujiro raised 2 children. Koharu, from the last story, was the one who kidnapped victims. The ghoul who just attacked was the one who butchered them up. The butcher was always weary about Tsumugi knowing their secret, thinking that she'd expose them, and finally decided to take her out now that his father doesn't have much longer to live. Tsumugi tells Asa to not do any shoddy work on her masks and bleeds out. Quote here from the book: Asa had killed countless people, had seen blood so many times before, but the sight of Tsumugi's blood now made her tremble in fear. Is it believable that Asa and Tsumugi could become friends in such a short amount of time, that Asa could feel so much tragedy as a result of Tsumugi's murder, do you think?
I think so. I feel like she has such mutual respect for her and her art
Hmm.
and like how much work she put into it and like honestly how much she learned from her in that short amount of time that I think it's believable, at least for me, that this death was tragic for her.
Yeah, and like even Uta even explains in the next scene that he wanted the two of them to meet because he thought they'd have great chemistry. Uta explains to Asa that Tsumugi wanted her to have her house once she passed. He also says that it used to be Tsumugi's dressmaking shop and that she always wanted to turn it back into a shop at some point. Asa's determined to become a good enough mask maker that she'll eventually be able to turn it into a shop of her own. Later on, Asa walks to the 8th Ward police station and tells Morimine that she couldn't find who made the mask, but explains the story of Yujiro and his children to him. This gives Morimine an epiphany, and he rushes out, saying that he needs to stop the one known as Otokaze. And that was the second story that was titled Embroidery. Thoughts on this story? Better or worse than the last one, do we think?
I think if I remember overall, I think this one was my favorite one of all four.
Oh yeah? They're
Yeah.
actually 5.
There's five? Oh
Yeah.
shit. Sorry, it's been I read it like so quickly after a book so I can get to another book just because I didn't want to forget about it.
Yeah, you're good.
No, I think it's just like so cute and like the connections and it's not quite as dark. So
Yeah, and
other
then
than learning about the cannibal thing, that ugh.
yeah, that part was kind of weird.
If you just ignored that, it was a good story.
Unfortunately, we can't because that the entire book revolves around this guy
I
Yujiro
know.
Utsumi.
I liked the last one a lot too, just because it was a change of pace, and I found it to be like an earnest interaction.
Yeah.
You know,
Um.
like
Not only that, but it's like a human and a ghoul, like one of those rare instances where they can become friends,
yeah,
and it's like wholesome to see in a story that seems to be getting darker and darker.
Mhm.
So we move on to chapter 3, which is called. Wait a minute. Is it called photography or photographs? Let me check. Photography. I was right. So Ikuma from the last book, Tokyo Ghoul Days, tells Chihori, also from the last book, about an idol fest that's happening in the first ward the next night. Chihori is excited to attend, not because she's into idols, but because she can get pictures of all the performers. The following evening at Idolfest, Chihori, being so short that she can't see above the large fanboys, climbs up into a tree to take her photos. One particular performer, a college girl named Mitsuba, catches Chihori's eye because of how sad she looked while she was performing, as well as in the picture that Chihori took of her. After being instructed to get out of the tree by a security guard, she rushes off to a cafe and puts the pictures onto her laptop. She looks at the picture of Mitsuba and wonders what the story for her somber expression is. Whatever it might be, she wants to take even more pictures of her. However, Tsukiyama walks in and, after seeing the picture of Mitsuba, declares that she will be his next meal, for he hasn't eaten as glamorously as he'd like to since following Kaneki. Chihori dumps hot chocolate on Tsukiyama's head and rushes out to save Mitsuba before she can get eaten. Can't take more pictures of her performing if she's dead. Kind of the thing about Tsukiyama and Chihori is that, like, because, you know, you wouldn't really expect Tsukiyama to become friends with a human. But in the end of the initial story that they were in, he realized that her desire to, like, the lengths that she'll go to take great photographs kind of mirrors his, like, the lengths that he'll go to get, like, a really good meal. And because of that, he kind of respects her. Maybe not respects her. He calls her his pet. He thinks of her as his pet. So it's like, but
Beacon.
yeah, they do kind of have a that sort of relationship. Chihori is an interesting person. Like, normally she wouldn't take issue with Tsukiyama hunting people, but, like, this time he's directly interfering with her photography. And then she's not saving Mitsuba out of kindness for another. She's doing it so she can continue to get good photos of her.
It's weird.
It is kind of weird. It's very, like, self-serving.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's human Tsukiyama.
Basically,
Yeah.
she is human Tsukiyama. We tend to forget sometimes that Chihori, at her core, is nearly as bad as Tsukiyama is. Like, I think she's not quite there, because Tsukiyama, at his core, is, you know, pretty scummy. Like, we previously compared him to Hisoka. But they're... Yeah, but they're... You could consider them as, like, two halves of the same coin. The kind of friendship that Chihori and Tsukiyama have at this point, like, I think it's believable, but their dialogue doesn't really scream friendship, but on the other hand, they've known each other since high school, and it is kind of clear that they both do enjoy each other's company. Or at least that's the impression that I get from reading it. What's the best concert or festival that you guys have ever gone to? Nick, you're not much of a concert person, are you?
No, it's too loud.
Earplugs, mate, earplugs.
Yeah, but I think Nick is more so talking about the people.
Yeah.
The people that go to concerts can be pretty freaking crazy.
You can't, even festivals where the stages are, like, can be so far apart, you can't hear anyone, or, like, no one can hear you unless you're yelling.
Oh yeah, no, you're not hearing anything, bro. You gotta scream.
Yeah.
Even then, you barely hear anybody.
David, best concert you've ever been to?
I've been really to a few. I've been to a couple rap and a couple rock ones. I think I like the rock ones more. They're more my vibe.
Definitely not that all-time low concert that you didn't come with me to.
I actually really like. It's called Icon for Hire. I don't know if you guys know that, but they make rock songs.
Don't worry, David. We'll hit a 3 Days Grace concert one of these days.
That'd be pretty sick. I would say Lincoln, but there's no Chester, so I'm not going ever. Right, Nick?
Bingo, baby.
Definitely not going to one without Chester. Come on, bro.
I don't actually know how the new singer's been doing.
Not as good as Chester.
Probably not. He was in Saw 7.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Hell
Chester
yeah.
was in Saw 7.
Wait, really?
Yeah, he played a racist who got put in a trap because he was
W
racist.
Mans.
And
You know,
yeah.
I
I
I
just
watch one every year, and like it's always my limit. I just get one a year. I can't watch more than that.
It's like you'll eventually get through all of them
Yeah,
slowly
it'll
but
take me.
surely.
Yeah.
I don't like to speak of him like this, but he can pass as like a skinhead.
Ugh.
That's
Oh, for sure. I'll back you up on this.
Which I think was kind of the idea in the Saw movie. Izzy, best concert you've ever been to? Was it the Eras tour?
No, it wasn't.
Did you go to
Uh,
the Eras tour?
yes, I did.
Oh, okay.
It's a tie between Metallica when they came to Virginia Tech.
Oh.
Yeah, that was awesome. And then seeing Lady Gaga in Chicago like
Oh
a few
yeah,
months ago.
I remember you told me about that. Oh,
Wait, that Lady Gaga one was fucking huge.
Yeah,
I still, to this day, kick myself for not going to that Metallica concert.
Come
it
on,
was
man.
so
My
expensive, but oh, it was so worth it.
my dad said it was one of the best concerts he ever went to.
It
And
genuinely
your
was
dad
one of the best
went?
Yeah,
concerts.
my dad went because
And you
my
didn't go? What?
no, it's,
Where the hell were you, bro?
What are
Why?
you doing,
I
dude?
was up here working like a freaking
Bro, just take
Oh,
off, man.
you're
Scrub.
lame, dude. You're
scrub.
lame. Oh my gosh. That's so funny. You and your dad have reverse roles in life. You're supposed to be at the concert texting him about it, not the
No, no,
other.
but that
I
was
brought my
like
dad with me.
no, that was like my origin moment because after that is when I started going to more concerts. I haven't been to many concerts, but I probably have to say either AC/DC on their Rocker Bus tour, like back in the day, or Avril Lavigne at Hershey last summer.
Ooh.
This
Man.
kick
You know, I would say,
kicked ass.
Kai, you might not know Icon for Hire, but if you like Evanescence and Paramore, they're
I,
right up your alley.
Haley
They make very
Williams.
similar songs.
Haley Williams.
So I'm saying,
Haley
man. I mean,
Williams.
Icon Fire also has a hot female lead singer, man. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I went to Warp Tour last year. Literally went to Warp Tour the week after I saw Avril Lavigne in Hershey.
Oh yeah, you went back to
And
back.
yeah, and she also performed at Warp Tour. But I wanted to see the whole set list. But she brought out Sum 41 and they played In Too Deep while it was raining. And it was such a it was the vibiest vibe of all time.
I'm hoping Florence does that when I see her in April.
Yeah. And then Warp Tour is coming back next year. They're like trickling out the lineup for Warp Tour this year. So far they announced Jimmy Eat World, so that's pretty cool.
Oh.
So far so good. Like one down, we got like 20 to go. Looking promising so far. So Chihori bought herself some time when she dumped her hot chocolate on Tsukiyama. He'd feel the need to go home and shower before hunting his prey. She's able to, yeah, she's able to track down where Mitsuba lives through pictures that she posts on her blog, as well as other information available on the internet. She arrives at Mitsuba's apartment and, upon opening the door, she immediately walks in and mixes perfumes together in such a way that it creates a stink bomb. She sees a family photo of Mitsuba's, hands it to her, and they leave, narrowly missing Tsukiyama, who falls for the stink bomb. They get in a taxi, and it's only now that Chihori begins explaining the situation. She also makes a Terminator reference by saying, "Come with me if you want to live." Get to the chopper. Chihori takes Mitsuba to a high-end condo in the 23rd ward of all places and asks her about her family in the picture, just to put potential safeguards in place, just in case Tsukiyama ended up going after them. Mitsuba explains that her dad lives overseas, her sister and mother are currently missing. They were once one big happy family. Growing up, Mitsuba's sister wanted more than anything to become an idol singer. Her mother thought it was cute, thinking it was a childhood dream, but it stuck with her well into high school, and they would start arguing about it. One day, it got so bad that their mother slapped her sister, so she ran out and they never saw her again. Then, her mother and father began arguing about it, her dad blaming her mom, despite him never doing anything during the arguments and just ignoring them. The audacity of this man. A year after Mitsuba's sister ran away, her mother ran away too, to look for her, leaving behind only a note that says, "I'm sorry." This is a pretty tragic backstory, right?
Like, jeez. Fuck the other kid, I guess.
Yeah, like God. It's like she forgot. Oh yeah, that's the thing, is that like she forgets all about that she had another daughter. But we'll get to that later. Chihori suspects that her sister and her mother are the reason that she looks so sad when she sings. Mitsuba says that she thought that she'd be able to find her sister if she went into the entertainment industry like she did, and that her mother would be able to see her on TV if she got famous enough. Over the course of the next week, Chihori, with the help of Ikuma, gathered information available on the internet and through her own various sources as to the whereabouts of Mitsuba's mother and sister. She was also waiting on a very important email that would hopefully smooth over the situation with Tsukiyama. Finally, she presents Mitsuba with her findings. Her sister is already dead, news that she delivers to Mitsuba exactly as bluntly as I just did.
Womp womp.
Her mother, Kazune, while searching for Mitsuba's sister, ended up getting work as the housekeeper for one Yujiro Utsumi, the cannibal mentioned in the last 2 chapters. She also changed her name to Otokaze. Apparently, on the day of Idol Festival, Otokaze stabbed Yujiro, who was already terminally ill, and then attempted to commit suicide. She's still alive, and Ikuma was able to get the okay from Morimine that Mitsuba could visit her. They begin to head out of the condo, but they're faced with Tsukiyama standing in the doorway. They coincidentally were hiding in the same building that Tsukiyama had been staying in, since Kaneki refused to have him staying with the rest of them. Tsukiyama
Kaneki's valid for that.
Hell yeah. Tsukiyama just didn't realize this until his attendants informed him, and he was also busy doing stuff with Kaneki in the manga. Like, all those manga events that happened, it was happening, like, during this. But now that he finally has some free time, it's time to feed. Chihori, Ikuma, and Mitsuba manage to escape by jumping out of the window and using Ikuma's Kagune to cushion their fall. As they're being chased through this... Oh yeah, by the way, Izzy, Ikuma's a ghoul.
Good to know.
Yeah. As they're being chased through the night by Tsukiyama, Chihori finally receives the email that she had been waiting for. She showed Tsukiyama, revealing that it was from Kaneki himself. Just then, Kaneki appears on the scene. Like, I imagine him standing on top of like a branch, just completely aura farming. And he explains that Chihori had given him very valuable pictures in exchange for a favor. That favor is that if Kaneki wants to get in contact with her, he'll have to go through Tsukiyama from now on. On the surface, this favor doesn't make any sense since she and Kaneki are already clearly in direct contact with each other. But since Chihori has now shown herself to be a valuable asset to Kaneki, he's going to be wanting to get in contact with her more for his own means, therefore giving Tsukiyama the chance to get closer to him. Kaneki agrees to this arrangement, and in the belief that Chihori is off to get valuable pictures for him, has Tsukiyama ensure that they get all their... they all get to their location safely. Basically, after this, Chihori's like, yeah, the way, or the safest way we'll get to our location is if you aren't around us at all.
Isn't that insane? Like how undesirable of a person you have to be that needs someone else to like essentially blackmail, like bribe a group of people to hang out with you or even talk to you. Like that's kind of crazy.
Basically, but hey, good on Tsukiyama for like taking it all on the chin. So they arrive at the hospital to find Morimine there. He explains the situation with Yujiro and his children, and how Mitsuba's sister was one of the victims that got kidnapped by Koharu and eaten by the three of them. Morimine also presented them with a toy microphone that belonged to Mitsuba's sister. It seems that Koharu and Mitsuba's mother were rather close, so once Koharu showed it to her, she knew that it was her daughter that had become a victim, and eventually took revenge on Yujiro for it. Mitsuba finally comes face to face with her mother again after so long, but she calls her the name of her sister, Kiyone. Knowing that her mother attempted suicide with the knowledge that Kiyone was dead, she accepts her sister's identity and can now live happily ever after with her mother. Sometime later, Tsukiyama informs Chihori that Kaneki has a request for her, so she happily gets to it, determined one day to get a good picture of Kaneki. So, like, this ending, right? This ending's wild.
It's so
Like,
sad.
It is kind of sad. Like, I get it, but I get the reasoning, like, the logic there, but, like, taking on the entire identity of your dead sister and your mother forgetting about you entirely is just wild. Like, that's insane. Is like, these are the kind of stories that is like, wow. So how do we feel about how these sequential chapters just keep building up more and more on the first chapter?
I think it's just crazy how there's just one cannibal motherfucker infected so many people.
It's like we're it's all around him.
Christ.
Yeah.
I'm struggling a little bit to keep everything in mind, but I really
Yeah.
do like all the additional stories around Tsukiyama, seeing kind of these like weird human and ghoul relationships
Mhm.
and all the crossover. I really like all that.
Yeah. So that is kind of the thing, right? Like with Tokyo Ghoul Days, like all the stories kind of intersected at certain key moments, but none of them like built upon one another in the same way that all of these stories do. I think it's awesome for storytelling purposes, but it also kind of it requires the reader to pay a lot more attention to like names in particular and like who was where at what moment, but I think it's really cool. What do you think of this chapter? Better than the last two or worse? I personally like this chapter a bit more just because I like the stories with Tsukiyama and Chihori.
I still like the embroidery one more. I
Yeah,
don't know why that one just I like that one.
because it's a great story. All right, so chapter 4, The Ties That Wound. So the first part of the story takes place sometime before Hinami leaves Toka to live with Kaneki and the others. I actually looked back in the manga to see if we're ever shown when Hinami joins Kaneki, but it would seem that we're never actually shown that exact moment. She kind of just shows up. But this story is meant to expand on that, expand on why. During her time alone while Toka's at school, Hinami worries about how Kaneki's been doing as well as about Toka's emotional state in regards to him leaving. He talks about this to Koma and Nishiki. Koma suspects that Kaneki's group has a power imbalance in it since Kaneki will be riding the line between friend and boss. Nishiki, though he denies caring about Kaneki's whereabouts at all, makes known the fact that Kaneki hasn't been going to classes and that it seems that he's disappeared from human society altogether. Later on, Hinami tells Toka about what the two of them said, but wonders if she saddened Toka by talking about Kaneki so much. So we can kind of really see Hinami start to mature in her thinking, like, so much at this point. So Hinami becomes concerned that she's holding Toka back because she focuses on taking care of her once she gets home instead of studying. After Onteku was rebuilt and work started up again, Hinami waited in the back while Toka worked her shift. Hinami comes across Yomo and asks him if he knows anything about how Kaneki's doing. When he doesn't give much of a meaningful answer, she expresses that she just wants to know how he's doing and that once he accomplishes what he needs to, if he'll return to Onteku, to which Yomo replies, "Just wait here." That night, Hinami has a nightmare where she sees Kaneki and calls out to him, but he can't hear her and moves farther away. She sees Toka and tells her that she just saw where Kaneki was, but instead of running after him with her, she just stares sadly in the direction that he was moving. What do we think that this nightmare represents? Kind of like Kaneki walking away. It's kind of like she feels that
Like fear of abandonment again?
yeah, he's like
She's leaving them behind.
she feels like she's losing touch with Kaneki, which makes sense because she hasn't seen her in, at this point, who knows how long. And then the state that Toka is in, she thinks that Kaneki's leaving is affecting her more than she's letting on, which makes sense because at this point it's established that she at least has feelings for him. When she wakes up, she sees that Toka had fallen asleep while reading her biology textbook. Toka starts to wake up and Hinami pretends to sleep and hears Toka panic after having fallen asleep and mutters the words, "Damn it, Kaneki," before putting Hinami to bed and leaving to study some more. So what do we think Hinami's feeling in this moment?
Probably helpless.
Yeah. Maybe a little guilt. Like she's being
She's a
bit
burden.
of a burden on Toka. We flash forward some time, and Hinami is now part of Kaneki's team. They're currently hunting a ghoul that Chihori informed them of. She's currently helping Kaneki by gathering information on ghouls that escaped from Cockley. I don't think this is one of those ghouls, though, because this ghoul's name is Noyama, and he is the ghoul son of Yujiro Utsumi, the one that murdered Tsumugi earlier in the book. Or the Noyama, the ghoul, is the one that murdered Tsumugi earlier in the book. After they all defeat him and talk about what they should do next, Hinami thinks back to the time she first met Kaneki, as well as when she told Toka that she was leaving to join Kaneki, thinking that all she was doing was weighing Toka down. They go home, and Hinami believes that even though the path they're all walking on is rocky and uncertain, that everything will be all right eventually. And with that, it would appear that all the loose ends from the first chapter have been adequately tied up. What's the lesson to be learned from this story? Is there a lesson to be learned from the story?
Humans are still evil.
Good observation.
There are still cannibals in this universe.
Yeah. So, where does this one rank? So I found that the stories with Hinami in it rank a little lower for us.
I would say yeah, for like these, they're more kind of like, I guess, emotional.
Yeah.
And then like we like the like fighty stuff.
Yeah, well, specifically the Hinami stories. Like, this one is way better than, the last Hinami story, which was Hinami goes to the library a bunch of times.
Bro, that one was boring.
It's like, that one wasn't great, but this one, at least, it, like, feeds into the greater narrative and, like, put some explanation on sort of when, mostly why Hinami left to join Kaneki's group. So it kind of ranks a little bit lower, for me at least, in that instance. We move on to the final chapter in this book, chapter 5, which is called Misato. No, David, not the Misato from Evangelion. A Misato that has quite a bit less childhood trauma. This story, in my opinion, best story in the whole book because it is pure comedy. So rank 2 investigator Misato Gori makes donuts for her coworkers in the CCG 13th Ward branch. They are burnt, lumpy, and overall just an abomination. Everyone reels at their appearance and stench, but all eat some after investigator Kuroiwa eats one and says plainly, "Yup, they're donuts."
Is he sure?
But doesn't she got like a little bit of RBF too?
She does. She does. Like, if you look at her page on the Tokyo Ghoul wiki, you'll see she has, like, some of the worst RBF you've ever seen.
That's all I remember her from. It's just RBF.
Second only to...
Bruh.
Yeah.
Bruh. The shots at was crazy.
You know I'm right. Y'all have seen her. Oh, yeah, he's...
Jeez.
Kai's talking about bro. The slander.
The slander. In the coming days, everyone at the branch seems to have fallen ill with a mysterious stomach illness, except for Kuroiwa, because he's just built different like that. These donuts were for practice, for Misato really wants to make donuts for investigator Kotaro Amon, whom she has grown quite smitten with. She goes up to... Yeah. She goes up...
100%.
Yeah. She goes up to the 20th Ward branch, only to be told by Juzo that Amon is currently in the 8th Ward. Having no time left to travel to the 8th Ward, she gives the donuts she made to Juzo, who says that he'll give them to Takizawa. A few days later, Misato hears that investigator Saito Takizawa is currently absent from duty due to some health issues. She arrives in the 8th Ward with a new batch of donuts and spots Amon. However, she spots him talking to a fair-skinned girl who's giving him cupcakes and is using his first name. She's using his first name, guys.
Scandalous.
Yeah,
That's a big deal.
it is a big
Saying,
deal.
especially in Japanese.
That's right.
Exactly.
She immediately assumes the worst, thinking that they're courting each other for marriage. It's like she jumps way.
God,
It's like she's
jumping to
It's like
conclusions.
about to break her legs jumping to conclusions like that. Thinking that they're courting for each other for marriage, her vision begins darkening.
Oh, Lord.
She's getting tunnel vision.
She's horned up, bro.
She flees, but runs into and knocks over investigator Taishu Fura, who primarily operates in the 7th Ward and was also present for the events in the first chapter, but wasn't mentioned because he isn't really relevant. He doesn't do anything of relevance in that story, so I didn't include him. As an apology, Misato gives the donuts to Fura and runs off. Later on, she learns that some junior investigators in the 7th Ward came down with severe abdominal pain, but that was nothing compared to the heartbreak that she's going through. However, after some very inspiring words from investigator Kuroiwa, which was really just her paraphrasing things that he said before, and him just replying, to it over and over before just leaving. And she's able to...
Listen, that's supportive sometimes.
That's right. And she's able to pick herself back up, roll up her sleeves, scatter that flour, mix the shells in with the eggs, overwork the dough, set her entire kitchen ablaze for the sake of making the perfect donuts for her love, Kotaro Amon. Except
The shell?
with the shell. With the shells mixed in and overworking the dough. And she splashes oil. When she cooks, she is a danger to herself and others. Except, by the time she had the donuts made, Amon had likely already gone home. Distressed at this, she listens to Akuma performing at the train station and is approached by Morimine because she's crying over her heartbreak. And he says that he's on his way to meet Amon and invites her along. When Misato comes face to face with Amon, she uses investigator Kuroiwa's name as a mantra so intensely that she begins shouting it, which causes Amon to think that Kuroiwa was the one that wanted him to have the donuts. Amon eats them all right then and there, because he's built different. And Misato is so overjoyed that she runs off. A few days later, Kuroiwa receives a thank you card from Amon, but Misato thinks that's probably for something else trivial that he just forgot that he did for Amon. That same day, CCG headquarters sends a message to all branches warning of a mysterious stomach illness that's going around. Pure comedy. Pure comedy. This one is like, it doesn't go deep into like, the human and ghoul interactions and the relationships and politics and all that. It's just pure comedy, and you can't hate that.
Just like I was really curious about what was in the cupcakes. I know there's like a little bit of description about the donuts, but like
Yeah.
there'd be something else in there.
Yeah. Almond, to our knowledge, has never eaten human flesh before. So what if it was like she filled
In the
it
cupcakes.
the cupcakes with human flesh, and he's like, I kind of wish they were sweeter. And so to make them sweeter, she just adds more blood to it.
Or like ghoul goop.
Oh god. She
Oh.
I'm gonna
Sorry.
she feeds him her own discharge.
Oh,
No,
what?
not
Yeah.
not that,
bro.
not that discharge. The
Hey,
the
yo,
the
Bro.
either one.
Kagune or like fluid.
Yeah,
The Kagune fluid.
yeah, the ghoul dish.
Oh god.
Jesus.
Hey, bro, you did say the stories kind of continue unlike the first one, so like, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
You know
like
what I'm
this.
saying? That could be a possibility.
Is this the motif?
Good.
Fluids?
Oh god, ghoul body fluids.
What if I just like put a ghoul discharge like little fucking word on your desk?
Just pin it up on your
Yeah, pin it
desk.
up like Nick pins up like the fucking song lyrics.
Oh good god.
Ghoul discharge.
No
Ugh.
one's going to know what that is except for us.
That's the point. Inside joke.
Yeah.
Powerful.
This is my favorite story in the whole book, purely because the comedy's so good. And like the last bug days, it like had a few comedic moments here and there because it was like a more lighthearted part of the story itself. But like this story, it goes like with how over the top and dramatic it is. It just, man, that's the kind of comedy and like anime and manga that I love. It's like the over the topness.
I also love when the very stoic character starts worrying.
Yeah,
Like that's always fun too.
yeah, like
A breaking character, yeah.
yeah, it's so funny. And it's like she's because she's so stoic. I mean, Amon obviously doesn't realize that she likes him like that. Hence the thank you card to Kuroiwa. But yeah, that was Tokyo Ghoul Void. What general thoughts do we have on this book overall?
I think I like this one more than the first one.
You like this one more than the first one?
Yeah, because I do like how it expands more so from the manga from what we've read,
Yeah.
like more deeper into some of the characters, and then I guess the comedic relief moment at the end. But the first one, what was the first one? Days, you said?
Yeah, Days.
Days is more so just kind of like separate stories, kind of
It's like
slice of life
Casual.
stuff.
slice
Yeah.
of life stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I like how it expands more on different characters like this one.
Yeah. I personally think I like Days a bit more. Just
Really?
just because they're like the stories are generally more lighthearted, and so like they're
Yeah.
Yeah.
kind of a lot more fun to talk about than when it gets all like dark and serious.
I can get
but,
that.
I do acknowledge that this book, this book overall is much better written.
Okay.
It's like he's really flexing, or like Towada is really flexing his writing chops here.
I'm gonna echo your sentiment, Kai,
Yeah.
and I feel like that shows because my favorite one in this one is the more lighthearted ones.
Yeah, the the comedy one at the very end.
Yeah, the comedy one and the embroidery one. Like
That's it. Discharge.
But
yeah,
why would
God.
you say it unprovoked like that? It's like that's like saying moist around people that hate that word.
Yeah,
Moist.
for no reason, no context
Yeah, my bad,
or
bro.
anything.
Gotta add some funniness to it.
Izzy, what did you think of this book? Was this your first light novel?
Yes, I did not read Days.
Yeah.
Light novel? So I feel like I read Sailor Moon ones when I was a kid, but that doesn't count. So
Does Sailor Moon have light novels?
I think it's just like not really expansion on the story. It's just like how with the anime, it's just random bad guys
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing.
So you've never read any of the Naruto ones?
No,
because Naruto has
I didn't even know there was any.
Oh, Naruto has a lot of light novels.
Man, fuck
Dude,
reading
yeah.
Naruto light novels, bro.
Like
Fuck
so
that.
many light novels. Yeah, I read manga specifically so I don't have to read.
Yeah, I don't think I would willingly do it more often, but this was fine.
Yeah, this one was
It wasn't
fun.
terrible.
Why do we?
But hearing about Days makes me glad I didn't read that one.
Yeah, I would recommend kind of that you read the third story in Days, which is called Photos, and it's about how it's. I mean, you don't have to, like, you get the gist in photography here, but Photos just kind of like shows how Tsukiyama and Shihori met, and that becomes kind of relevant, kind of sort of relevant. Like you get the gist. You get the gist here, like, and the situation moving forward, because Shihori does show up in the manga, and I didn't remember her showing up in the manga, but she does, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's like whole expanded universe thing. So why do we think this book is called Void? Does anyone have any thoughts?
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
Because doesn't it all take place during the time skip?
it
It's the
does.
void in the story.
Oh,
I don't know. I'm totally guessing.
Hey,
I don't know.
Big
Huge brain, bro.
Large
Wait,
brain?
Nick,
Big
I'm gonna say what you
gordito?
say.
Big gordito?
Very, very powerful, like you say.
Very powerful.
Like you say.
That's my best guess.
I think that's pretty sound, because we do have a big hole where we don't like, we know generally what's going on, but we don't like it is kind of a gap that is filled, mostly because like they don't need to tell us exactly what's going on during the time skip. That's why the time skip is present, but it's cool to have these extra stories being told during that time. Like, they're fun. It's all fun. So that's all I have on Tokyo Ghoul Void. Next time, we're going to read... We have two things for next time. I'm only doing it that way because we're reading the third light novel, which is called Past. It's about, like, I think it's about a lot of the backstories on characters, like childhood stories that we never got to see in the manga itself. That being the shortest light novel, I also included a digital one-shot manga called Tokyo Ghoul Jack.
Jacked?
Jack.
Or Jack.
You know who's jacked? Kaneki. And also Banjo. Yeah.
Anjo, for sure.
But no, I think Jack is like another side character or something that exists in the Tokyo Ghoul world, but I've never read it, so I can't be sure. I'm excited to read it. 'Cause I've never
Lamest
read it.
name.
Yeah.
My
so-
guess. It's an American import. That's why his name is Jack.
Oh, that would be so cool if
Just
we
name
got
him John Smith.
An
bro.
American rule.
John Smith.
Just name him John Smith.
I'm telling you, Jack is one of those very bland names that it's hard to find Jacks these days.
It's true. It's pretty true. So we're gonna be going over both of those. So Nick and David, if you don't read the light novel, which I'm guessing you won't because y'all aren't into prose like that. Jack is a digital manga, so it should be pretty close to normal.
A digital manga I could do.
Yeah,
I'll do it.
yeah. And because of that, we're gonna get Luke back next time.
Dub.
Hell
Nice.
yeah. So we're
Hey.
going to
We're gonna get jacked.
hell yeah, we're
Yes,
gonna
sir.
get jacked. 2026,
Very,
it's our
very
year.
powerful, Nick. Very
It's
powerful.
Very, very fucking powerful, dude. I agree.
Izzy, can you believe it's February already?
Bruh.
I don't want to think about it.
Yeah.
Aging.
Like, guys, 2019 just started. I'm not ready for
Dude, 2006 just started.
2006.
Xbox 360 just came out, guys.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh my god.
Late night.
Whoa.
We're gonna have so many late nights playing Xbox 360. Or
Ask
playing,
your parents to
Modern
buy the
Warfare.
gold version of Xbox Live so you get the keypad.
Hell yeah.
Hey, it comes with a membership. Tell them it comes with a membership. They'll do it.
We're gonna play Modern Warfare 2 all hours of
All
the
night, dude. Yes.
All night.
Yes. Only
And
vote
it's-
for Afghan. Only vote for Afghan.
What?
And
Terminal.
And terminal. And terminal. And
Yeah,
terminal.
Afghan and Terminal.
All right, deal.
Hell yeah.
All right, there you go.
Yeah. So next time we're going over that one. Izzy, do you think?
Wait,
do you-
have you guys seen the new episode of Lost that just came out?
Nah.
Did you say?
Sorry,
Wait.
I'm trapped.
Oh,
in
2006. 2006. Was that before or after it got terrible?
I have no idea. I think it was still good. This was like, I don't know.
I'm pretty
I don't
sure it
know,
was
dude.
because didn't Lost come out like 2005?
Yeah, like 2004, 2005. It was second grade, I think. So 2005 for me.
Yeah, 2004. Yeah, that was before they.
What was the second grade?
Yeah, dude, I'm
No
old,
way.
man.
Wait, what?
Yeah, dude.
You're a year older than
I'm
me.
not 12, bro.
Oh, you're right. I'm in second grade right now.
I know.
It's true. Yeah, so we're gonna go over those. Izzy, can I expect you to read past?
I think so.
Cool. It should be a pretty short
I
read.
think I'm gonna read it a little later so I remember what the hell happened. But
That's okay.
cap.
That's what we have the plot synopsis for. And then the time after that, we're going to be getting back to the manga with the sequel series Tokyo Ghoul. And at the end of that episode, we're going to officially reveal the next series, the next
I think I have an idea of what it is.
series that we're looking at. Yeah, you have an idea of what
I think
what's gonna
Nick
be.
has an idea too.
No.
Ooh.
Izzy doesn't though, nor does Luke.
I don't.
Nor does Luke. It's gonna be awesome.
Maybe.
Lit.
It's gonna be awesome. I'm so hyped. I've it all mapped out.
Oh, sick.
Hell yeah. And then we'll also get a pick by Luke if he wants to pick something. So yeah, that's all I have for tonight. Hope we all have a nice slow February so time can just slow down a little.
Slow February.
Slow
All right.
February.
Rock and
Okay,
roll.
shortest month of the year, bro. It's okay. It'll fly by.
It's
Dude.
My bad, my bad, my bad.
That's what I said to me when I was like, man, it's Monday. And she was like, shortest month of the year. I was like, what the fuck does that do for me? What the
It makes
fuck
it
does
worse.
this do for me? Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
I'm still gonna be working 5 fucking days a week. Like,
Oh,
it's
dude.
the same shit. That's
Same,
so
bro.
funny. I laughed so hard at that though. What a cope.
Hell yeah.
Copium.
All right.
And JJK
Yeah.
last episode.
Yeah,
No,
today, right? I'll start
no,
watching that.
No. You're not going to get me with that twice.
You might as well just start watching it now.
I will.
Okay, I can watch it like what's it
I'm
called?
joking.
The second to last episode, because by the time I get to that, the last one will have come out.
Oh, okay.
There
Wait.
you
So
go,
like
Nick.
February
I
17th.
also haven't seen it yet.
You
I
gotta
think
watch it, Izzy. It's so good.
I'm memeing.
The last volume of JJK, it's up for pre-order on Barnes & Noble right now.
Ooh, Barnes and Noble.
That's right. So it's coming to an end.
Oh,
We still have some time in the anime though. It's gonna be so
Really?
good. It's gonna be so
It's one
good.
of the ones on hiatus.
Huh? What'd you say?
JJK. Am I just wrong? I thought that manga was on hiatus for some reason.
I don't think so.
Was I just not paying attention? I
Eh,
think I was thinking of like Nana or something.
or you know, Hunter x Hunter.
Or oh god, don't remind me.
Hisoka.
I don't actually know if that's on hiatus because I keep hearing about like he might be on hiatus. He's might be working on it again, but I haven't heard of any new chapters coming out. So we'll see. No new volume coming out. So
All right, peeps. I gotta get out of here.
all
Good, bruh.
right.
Have a good
All
night,
right.
Peace out
guys.
later, bro.
See you guys later.
Peace.
Right.